highlighting local high school athletes and coaches. It's the #1 local sports radio station in the 757. This is ESPN Radio 94.1, and this is the 757 at 6.
Back here on the 757 at 6 on this Thursday night, October the 11th. Glad you are tuned in. I'm Matthew Hatfield, and at this time we have a special guest. He is a 4-star prospect coming out of Indian River High School in Chesapeake, a 757 native. Played in all 13 games during his first season of college football, becoming a key cog for the Marshall Thundering Herd on defense at linebacker as well as on special teams. He was the only freshman in Conference USA to force at least 2 fumbles, and he had a big hit that made the highlight reels when they played NC State. We're talking about Jaquan Yulee as the Thundering Herd get ready to take on Old Dominion on Saturday. Jaquan, how you doing out there?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for coming on the program. I got to ask you first, you in Huntington? Where are you at right now? You in Huntington or you're here in the 757?
Nah, I'm in Huntington right now. I'm in Huntington. We don't leave until tomorrow.
All right, you guys leave on Friday. Good deal. Now, transition from high school where you were a stud, beginning at Lakeland High in Suffolk, and then with Coach Glenwood Farabee's Braves of Indian River, you guys got to the state semifinals. You, along with Tavante Beckett, Devin Hunter, and that crew leading the way. How has that transition been for you from high school to college, and was it what you expected?
Everything, like, coming into college, I've seen how the game moved much faster. And just like you just got to take your time and learn everything and just become on top of everything that the coach tell you to do, and just to be the best player you can be.
I always hear from former athletes, even some that have gone on to the professional ranks, that first year is always the toughest. And for you, adjustment-wise, you mentioned the speed of the game, but you were a guy that played as a 9th grader at Lakeland High, and you got on the field right away. Was that an adjustment for you, having to kind of learn the system, be a special teams guy at first?
To be honest, actually, I don't really think so. See, coming in my freshman year at Lakeland High School, I was already 6'2", 225. I was already bigger than most of the freshmen that was there. So I basically fit in. I fit in with everybody that was already there who was juniors and seniors, which is how I was growing up. I always played with guys bigger than me. So I was kind of used to it going into my 9th grade year.
Take us through, for some of us back here in the 757 here in Virginia and Tidewater, what it's like there in Huntington, the atmosphere. I know West Virginia is a crazy sports town with Marshall as well as West Virginia. What's it like on a day-to-day basis there?
Day-to-day basis, everything's smooth. Everything, like the fan base is good, and the fans show love, and everything just Marshall. It's wherever you go, it's always talking about football. And basketball, schoolwork, everything is wonderful here. I'm just glad to be able to come here and get back on track, become a qualifier, and now I'm doing what I do best, is play football.
Yeah, that's a big thing for you, too, because there was a lot of critics back in your high school days about the academic piece for you. How's that balancing act been for you from the school standpoint and also football-wise?
Basically, like with everything going on back home, I basically kept it like a chip on my shoulder just to keep a little mindset of where I came from and how things went down when I was back home and how many people counted me out. So I really just took that like a little knock on the chin and just something to look back on to keep me motivated and keep going.
We're talking with Jaquan Yulee, the sophomore linebacker out of Marshall University. He played at Indian River High School